Hey guys, I recently maxed my Ironman and I found myself getting a little bit bored of the game mode due to the lack of repercussions from death. So I decided to make myself a hardcore Ironman with the goal of collecting a Scythe from the Theatre of Blood. A goal that I could be proud of. I hope you enjoy the journey. Starting fresh off Tutorial Island, I popped into Lumbridge Castle and nicked some useful items. These will help us out on some of the early quests. I then skipped on over to the Stronghold of Security to pick up my 10k, meaning we can get some feathers for fishing and a shiny new axe. Looking back at this clip, I've since realised I forgot to get the 3k from the second level. Yikes. We've managed to complete the first quest on the account, Monk's Friend. Now I can skip some of the early woodcutting levels and get into fire making as soon as possible. Steel axe has been acquired, and while I was in the area I decided to grab a forestry kit, and there's 10 fleshing completed. Since all the experience scales from the current level in Wintertodt, it'll be worth it in the long run. And there's 50 fire making. We're now ready to take on the bane of plenty of Hardcore Ironman's existence, Winnie T. I took a trip on over to Fishing Troll and purchased some swamp paste so I can complete Sea Slug next, giving us an early boost to fishing levels. I also fished from the fishing platform to get the medium diary task out of the way while we're here. Picking up some feathers for fly fishing, I intend on using most of these while I spend a day AFK. I want to be able to fish and cook in the Eternal Fire in Barbarian Village, so we can juice our cooking for RFD. So I decided to spend some time in Cafeby to get those levels up. Got my easy Varrock task done. And that's 53 fishing, followed by 54 cooking and productive time AFKing off stream. Now it's time to get some cakes for Wintertodt. This man in Lumbridge is now much poorer, but I have 5 thieving, so I've got that going for me. Jagex are actually making a pretty cool change to Wintertodt. Instead of your HP being damaged, you'll get a warmth meter which takes the hits when Wintertodt damages you. You then replenish the warmth meter by eating food, but any healing food for 4 HP or more will give you the standard 35% warmth. This means cakes will be very efficient and easily attainable food that will work for the entire Wintertodt grind. As I will be leaving once I have 75 fire making and magic logs for Desert Treasure 1, we'll stop more for later. Oh, the Beekeeper event now gives you an XP lamp. I'll throw that in fletching. 530 cakes stolen and 29 thieving achieved. Grabbed a spade, time to get X-Master spot done. The quest ends at Port Sarim, then it's off to Korend. Another XP lamp. This time we'll put on crafting. Beos, for the love of God, leave me alone. I'm not doing your silly walking sim just yet. Grabbed a quick 35 thieving off stream at the Hasidious fruit stalls, keeping hold of those juicy fruit tops so we can make botanical pies in the future, likely for staminas or Sara brews. I was just collecting the meats I need for Druidic Ritual. I've got to say, the update making it so you no longer hit zeros makes such a difference in the early game. I'm slaughtering these cows. No small animal is safe around me. I robbed a chicken of its carcass, and now I've slaughtered a baby bear for the final item required for the quest. Try and scare me with your light, Jagex, but your 10 combat warning won't stop me. Managed to pass the guard both times without so much of a scratch, and plop the meats into the cauldron in Taverley Dungeon. And that's Druidic Ritual completed, allowing me to create the potions needed to heal the Pyromancers. While you can usually get away without herb lore for mass welding Wintertodt, it's a requirement for soloing the boss. In order to have a house for free as that is a requirement to receive construction XP, I was going to complete Daddy's Home prior to starting Wintertodt. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough GP to complete Daddy's Home due to the absurd price of bolts of cloth, so I had to spend 1k purchasing a house instead. I've gathered up the Clue Hunter outfit, so it's time to bash out some Mass World Wintertodt to get some levels up before we head into solos. The goal here is to get 75 fire making, as this is the highest quest level requirement, and get as much XP and alternative skills that we can get along the way. I'll admit, I underestimated how good the fleshing XP is here. This is definitely going to make the grind for RCP quicker. Warm gloves has been acquired, and that's 70 fire making. And there's our first piece of the Pyromancer outfit. I would love to see another before we leave. I also managed to get enough magic logs required for Desert Treasure from the crates, as well as other general supplies that will help the skilling grind when it comes around. I managed to purchase enough feathers to get 65 fishing for Tybo One Eye, so this will be my off-screen AFK for now. Just checking in before stream. I'm up to 59 fishing and 61 cooking now. I'm doing community raids in the main iron today, so I'm going to have to move on over to lobster fishing in Cafeby and see how we get on. Witch's House is the first post-Wintertodt quest on the list. Thankfully, we can safe spot all of the mobs, so I can do this relatively safely and get some quick early HP levels. That is the Wolf Dead as soon as we get 9 magic. Pretty decent, 7 combat. Time to go claim our hit points. That took me from 11 to 24 HP. And there we have 40 agility. I'm going to be moving over to doing the Waterfall quest, that we have the combat stats in order to complete Priest in Peril. Waterfall quest and Restless Ghost knocked out to get some of the early combat levels out of the way. I saw the cutest pink skirt in the window of Thessalia's fine clothes in Varrock, and I just knew I had to have it. We'll be using this in Prince Ali Rescue, and it's an easy clue item, so 2 birds with 1 stone. While in the air, I also picked up an adamant sword for a DPS upgrade so we can take on the Temple Guardian. My elite flinching skills meant I could deal with the Temple Guardian for Priest in Peril with no issues. King Roll's going to be ecstatic with what I've done. And there's Priest in Peril completed. Now I can do Canopy slaps and continue training my favourite skill. I'll be doing this as my main activity off stream until I get graceful. While less useful once the agility update lands, it's still a good set to have. Saved up enough to get the log basket from the forestry shop. Now woodcutting will be even more AFK. And there we have it, 60 woodcutting. This lets us access the woodcutting guild for better access to trees, as well as the ability to purchase the rune axe from the axe shop there. 50 agility acquired, currently at 118 marks, 132 to go. I'm just in the middle of completing Rune Mysteries, but it's brought me to Varrock, and I've decided to purchase a studded body and chaps for a small range upgrade. Well, I ran past the museum far too many times. This time I remember to do it. Got our 3 Hunter and Slayer levels. It's times like these we learn really how slow we move around, eh? Even with 50 agility, you just don't get much run. Rune Mysteries completed, now it's time to get RD Easy done. Took about 4 minutes, but we managed to thieve a rusty sword from hand members. Did my fishing trawler run for another easy diary completion. Sadly, no angular piece this time. Cellar Dwellers. Are you my mommy? Plague City done. Now we have to do Biohazard. We should be able to do our... Oh, we can actually mine Iron Strail for that. We'll be able to do our Easy Diary. Honestly, they got very lucky they had a house over here, so she can live away from her family. Isn't that wonderful? Couldn't happen in 2024. Biohazard done. All quest requirements for RD Easy are now complete. Finishing off the RD Easy Diary by walking into the combat training camp. Now it's time to see 2 pints and collect my cape and my lamp. The RD Cape is an excellent early teleport option, giving unlimited teleports to the monastery from the get-go. Once we unlock fairy rings, we'll be freaking this place a bunch. I put the XP lamp in thieving as I'm not a fan of the early levels. I'll admit, I got myself a bit muddled here. I wanted to unlock spirit trees, but started the grand tree instead of tree gnome stronghold. Well, I'm here now, so I might as well get it done. Sea Engineer decided to pop in and give me the fright of my life while I was killing the black demon for the grand tree.
Dying on my Hardcore Ironman completed.
Excuse me? That got you? That got me, bro. I don't know why it said that. Bro, I genuinely don't know where that's come from. I genuinely don't know where that sound's come from. I'm scared. Have I died and I'm just not... Nani? Well, I guess he won't be turning that off, because that was funny. We managed to best the Black Demon, so that's Grand Tree completed. Thankfully, I'm still alive. Now the actual quest I wanted to do, Tree Gnome Village, completed. 177 RC. Hey! 16 kills, we got our Rune Skimmy. Pogging. 31 crafting. Now we can do Lost City when we get there. Merlin's Crystal and Holy Grail completed, getting us 30 prayer and 31 defense. Collected a decent amount of red berries. Now this isn't because I'm that bad at cooking, it's to stock up on dyes for various quests that need them. Recipe for Disaster started, so now I have access to the basement bank and the cooking supplies. And that's Knight's Sword done. Sleeping Giants completed. Both of those quests give us a healthy boost to our smithing level. And there we have it, Daddy's Home completed. 25 bones from Goblins gathered. And Demon Slayer is ticked off the list. And that's the Golem done, allowing us to do Shadow of the Storm, which will reduce our range XP, so we can use the Dorgishan crossbow for AFKing and early Slayer levels. You are dead. You're not. He's back up at 5 HP again! Alright. He might be only at 3. It's got a 35% accuracy, by the way. 35% in this context means 0. Get him! Let's go! Oh my god, that's way too long. Picked up some Woadleys from the gardener for blue dyes, and then I got to know Aggie better as I had her make me 10 blue, 11 yellow, and 6 red dyes, which should be enough for all the quests that require them. Goblin Diplomacy achieved. It may have taken me an hour, but I finally had the rogue's purse I need to complete Jungle Potion, getting me to 9 Herblore. We also managed to pick up a spare for Zoga Flesh Eaters down the line. Black Knight Fortress done. Time to recruit a drive. Recruitment drive complete. Now with all the requirements for Dig Site. And there we have Dig Site completed. The Lost Tribe is all done, getting us to 34 mining. Picked up a Dorgishan crossbow and a heck ton of bolts from Nardot. Ready for range training, can't wait to put this bad boy to use. Lost City completed, we now have access to Zadaris. I needed to pick up a Sickle Mole, so I decided to buy the collection while I was here. Why is a Tiara mold a different colour to the rest? Can anyone explain this? Silver Sickle made. That's Nature Spirit completed. Killed an innocent baby dragon to require its bones for Fairy Tale Part 1. I also managed to snag a scaly blue dragon hide, which will come in handy later. Valencia Moss is the second item, and the third item is a diamond, which thankfully I only received from Wintertodt caskets. That's Tangaroo down. Fairy Tale Part 1 is now complete, and I started Part 2 to get access to fairy rings. This means that navigating the world is going to be a much simpler task. Hey guys, if you want to follow the account progression live, make sure to follow me on Twitch. I'll be live pretty much every day apart from Mondays, from 2 PM GMT onwards. I'll see you there.